I'm going to explain about the another type of curse that has been a curse given by deities, divine energies, Kula Devas, Munis, and Rishis. One may think that why will a deity curse? Deities are someone to protect mankind, protect us and everything. But they do have a significant role in this. So we have the Rishi's curse. The Rishi's curse is more of a enlightened being that has been mocked at. If an enlightened being has been mocked at, they've been made fun and everything, and that have triggered the anger of an enlightened being. And if an enlightened being decides to utter certain type of word as curse, rest assured the curse are very powerful, that can cause a lot of destruction in one's life. The second type is the Kula Deva curse. Kula Deva means a genetically designed deity that has been installed in ancient southern Indian villages to help generation to flourish, using of creation technology of how one to create a deity that will work for the generation specifically. It will only work for the specific generation, the specific lineage. It will not work for everyone. So this is known as a Kula Deva. Kula Deva means it's just this, that it will just work for a specific generation. Generation after generation, this energy will only work for them and no one else. And then there is the Muni's curse. Muni is known as guarding deities. So usually if you look in the village area, you have the main deity and the other deities that surrounds them, the guards. And if respect is not given to these deities, there will be also curse that will be befall in the generation. And the last one is the Deva's curse. Deva's curse is just this: people making fun of energies, making fun of deities, knowing and unknowingly. These beings that we revert as deities, they will also have the possibility of cursing generations. There's a lot of stories in Asian mythology about this. I'm going to explain a bit of Kula Deva curse. How is it possible for Kula Deva curse to take place? In ancient time, when we have to understand how Kula Devas were made and why was it made. Okay, when someone in the generation, the older generation, when someone passed away, someone is very pious, who has the ability to do certain things and everything, their life force energy was consecrated in a way to become a Kula Deva. So using of a life force that was actually living, using the life force energy, they were created into a Kula Deva. So when they were creating such deities to look after generations, there were certain practices or certain rituals that were invoked in creating this Kula Deva energy to hold. So along the way, as generation after generation passed and people have migrated to different places, and with the more ideologies that they have, people start to create a different practice, different from their norm. So let's say the existing Kula Deva practice is offering of non-vegetarian meal, sacrificing chicken or goat, offering of alcohol, meat and everything. It was a practice. But because of certain people's preference, they think that this is not what it is supposed to be. They start to change into vegetarian, or certain other things without seeking the permission of the Kula Deva. We have to understand this. The offering that someone is doing, it is just not to satisfy you and me. It is about satisfying the deity, and that offering is a way of creating that energy that the Kula Deva is able to sustain to fulfill its duty. But nowadays the understanding is you want to change something because of your own preference without understanding the science of it. So it falls as a curse because that particular energy is not able to perform its duty well, and the energy is being disturbed. And such things will also fall as a curse in generations. Another way is when people starts to forget Kula Deva, not remembering them, or because of migration and everything. The curse is not strong. It will not be a curse that will have big impact in family, but the impact will be more of generation will not have peace, even though by doing their day-to-day rituals in their house and day-to-day spiritual practice in their house, but they will not find peace because there's always something has been lost. So it will form in that way. In the same way, if you look at Muni curse, so Muni are deities were consecrated to protect village, protect the main deity, protect village. So usually they are Yellai Kaval Devam in a South Indian, they are called, they are referred to, they are kept at borders, and they have specific roles. Likewise, changing of offering without seeking permission from them, making fun of them. These deities are also equally powerful to curse those people who have ignored the traditions, ignored the culture, ignored themselves. So such curse have high impact in generations to come. So one has to be aware of, do not change practices for your own preference. Understand your culture, understand your tradition, understand your rituals, do some research. It is very important of how practices work. If you want to change certain things, there is always a way. Do not just change ritualistic practices according to your own preference. That is a very dangerous thing to do. Always seek advice from elders. If you are following Grama Devada, Kula Devada, there are certain methods that one can always follow. So by following those traditions, by seeking their permission, you can change certain things, but do not do things in your own accord. So these four curses have certain similarity of how things will happen in generations that one has to look out for. So basically, if a family is experiencing a lot of negative impact in the family, even though one does a lot of prayers, rituals, there's still a lot of negativity that happens in the house, black magic. Such experience is very frequent in a family where such curses by these four elements that we have seen is taking place. So that is one symptom. The other type of symptom is, you can say, about a generation is not able to experience spiritual growth. There's no spiritual growth. There's no one in the family who actually does spiritual kind of things in the family. It's more robotic kind of things in the family. Such possibilities are also there. So such curses has this type of symptoms, and also generation growth, failed marriages, multiple marriages in a family, suicidals, accidental death, mental illness, generation after generation they have mental illness and all these things. These are all the possibilities of these curses by these four things that we have seen: the Rishi's curse, the Kula Devas curse, the Muni curse, and the Devas curse. So if any generation of family is experiencing these symptoms, it is good to make a reading to understand what type of curse there is and the possibility of removing this. Why is it so? Is because it's for the prosperity of your generation and the future generation it is coming. So it is the responsibility of this generation to understand this and to correct any mistakes that your previous generation has made, that you can ensure that you are giving a better life for the next generation. It is just not about you living here, it is about making the environment a healthy and conducive well-being environment for the future generation to come. So this is an important factor that one has to look out for. So if you experience such things, please do a reading to ensure that to find a remedy for all these things. Om Namah Shivaya.